And welcome back to Ask Coach Wendy alongside Wendy Mader. I'm Dave Erickson, and today we're talking about post-race recovery, especially when it comes to an Ironman race. By the way, if you have a question for Wendy, use the hashtag Ask Coach Wendy on Twitter, Facebook, or YouTube. And Wendy, at this time of the year, the season's coming to an end, and some people are finishing with an Ironman. So what are some things and techniques that you suggest as a coach to athletes to transition into recovery post the big event?
So there's so many gadgets out there that enhance recovery. Probably over the years I've tried them all, but for me, what works the best is food and sleep. And I think recovery is more important when you actually have maybe another event coming up. You want to make sure you recover quicker. Whereas if you're doing the kind of post-race end of the season recovery, it's a little bit different. But there's nothing for me that beats solid nutrition and sleep. So, as part of my recovery after an Ironman is I don't have to get up for an early morning workout. I'm going to sleep in. And my body loves it. My body and mind actually do sleep. The more sleep and the more I eat, the quicker I recover. I also like to just do I keep moving, like walking, maybe easy short spins on the bike to keep the blood flowing, I think is important. Ice baths, especially if you have another event in the near future. Some people do Kona and some people do like Arizona 6 weeks later. So, you want to really maybe get ice bathed as soon as you can after a race. There's these big boots that people are using these days. I've never used them. It's compression. I think compression tights, compression socks are really good. Sleep, massage, chiropractic, physical therapy. I mean, there's a lot of different things people can do, but I think it really just, when is your next event? How quick do you need to recover? I remember a couple of years back, I had the best race of my life. And this was in Kona, and I was on the Big Island for a few more days, and I didn't want any water. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so done with water and Gatorade. All I drank was probably Mai Tais and coffee for 3 days. I got a little bit dehydrated. Came back, and I had an episode where I passed out because I was still really dehydrated. Because I wasn't thinking about recovery. I was thinking, oh my God, I just want to party now. Mm-hmm. So, it just really depends on what you got coming up. But I think sleep and time off.
What do you suggest your athletes on how soon they can get back into it? Because people feel, oh, I'm feeling so good. 2 days afterwards, I'm ready to go run and ride again. But, you've done so much damage to your tissue and to your body and your joints after an Ironman distance.
No. And again, no as in don't do much. Even if you don't have anything coming up until a few months, maybe into the next year, you should just go for, keep moving, light movement, roll on a foam roller, roll on a trigger point, stretch, do some yoga, do the light, flush your muscles with a massage. But you should give it a good couple, at least 2 weeks of really not much, because your heart and lungs are taxed too. So, your whole system is shut down. And I know for me, I usually feel residual fatigue, maybe a week later, because again, a lot of Ironmans, you're traveling, time changes, the hype, and then you start to go down. Right. But I think the most important advice is to have a plan in place for recovery and have a plan in place for your mind so you don't go through any post-Ironman depression syndrome of, oh my God, I'm done. What do I do now? Mm-hmm. Have a recovery period, and then plan with a coach or whoever you're talking to for advice. Have another transition period where you're going to take X amount of time off, and then you're going to start to slowly build back up. Because if you have a plan, it's easy. Mentally, it's easier to take the time off.
Yeah, what you're saying is having realistic expectations post-race, which brought an idea to my mind. We see a lot of these professional athletes who are probably doing, they can do half Ironmans back-to-back weekends, or maybe even an Ironman, 3-4 weeks apart. But those are special athletes. That's what they do for a living. For us, most of us,
right.
That's probably not recommended, is it?
It's not recommended.
Yeah.
Professional athletes, part of their training is recovery. They have all the massage therapists, those are their sponsors. So they get extra treatment. That's their full-time job. That's their job. They have to recover because they have to race again. Hopefully they want to too. But for us, we have a family, we have a full-time job, we have a lot of other commitments. Not that they don't have other commitments, but it's a little bit different. This isn't our full-time job. This is a recreational, hobby in my mind that we don't need to keep pounding the pavement. We need some recovery time. And especially as you get older, it's just different.
True. All right, if you got a question for Coach Wendy, use the hashtag #AskCoachWendy on Twitter, Facebook, or YouTube, and you could be featured on an upcoming episode. All right, Wendy, thanks very much. Great tips.
Thank you.